Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you stopping today. Coming at you from a remote location. Actually, it's the dentist's office. Mama had to get a little bit of dental work done, so I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting for her. I don't like sitting in waiting rooms if I can help it. She's okay by herself. She doesn't mind. She sits there and has fun talking to everybody and stuff, and usually if I'm in there, I don't know, she just doesn't. She sits there quietly, and so anyway. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on some sunglasses, because I keep getting comments about my eye twitch. Listen, I don't know what's wrong with my face. I've been to the doctor for it many times. Most recent time, my eye doctor sent me to a plastic surgeon who wanted to pound some Botox in there, and it's just not my thing. I don't. If I don't have to take some kind of medication, I don't, and that's one of those things that I just don't want to take. So I'm not going to. So I'll put these on because it bothers you way more than it bothers me, honestly. So, sitting here in the dentist's office, well, in the parking lot, hanging out, having a good time by myself like I usually do. And listening to some Dave Matthews Band again, like I like to do a lot. And reminded me of the summer of 2000. This is going to be a kind of a two-part video, I guess. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a show story reminiscence, and if that's even a word. Is reminiscence a word? If it's not, then down in the comments tell me reminiscence isn't a word. But, well, whatever. Okay. So, summer of 2000, I was thinking swimming pools. It's fun. Not fun at all, actually. It's hard work. Pays pretty good. I was a young buck, man. I was strong, and lived a very full life, and pretty much, 5 or 6 days a week, 5 days a week I would go to work, and then usually most of those nights I would find something to do with my friends. Either I'd have a group of friends over at my house, or I would have, sometimes we would go out, and one particular night, I guess it would have been in May at some point. A group of my friends got together, and they were having dinner at a local pizza shop called Pappy's. Actually, Pappy's is one of the coolest pizza shops ever. If you're from around here, then you know, like, at least at the window where you used to be, we'd go up and watch the guys tossing the pies. Probably maybe one of the reasons why I decided to get into delivering pizza was when I was a kid, my family used to take me there for pizza, and it was probably my favorite. But I went to dinner with a whole group of my friends. There was a whole bunch of us there, and one kid, he was sitting across the table from me, and he says, I have tickets for Dave Matthews in Columbus, Ohio next week, or maybe it was the end of the week. Maybe it might have been maybe the end of the week, maybe a day or two later or something. I don't exactly remember the timeline on that, but it was a few days away. I could put it together. I think he was going. I think he. Oh, I do know that he had friends that he was meeting out there, and he. I offered it. I was like, yeah, I'll go. Sure, no problem. How about I drive? And because that's what I do. I like to drive. So how about I drive out, and that'll I guess cover my ticket. And sounds good, right? Yeah, sure. And I've been to so many shows with so many different people. If that wasn't that, I think that's the way we did that. I might be wrong, but Anyway, long story short, I go and I pick them up, the day of the show, early morning, I guess. Or did we go out the night before? We might even, you know what, we might have driven out the night before. We might have driven out the night before. Anyway, we went out. It was his friend, we stayed at his friend's, I guess, parents' place. Beautiful home. They had a pond, big, pond we could swim in. We went swimming, and I guess her whole crew of friends decided, they had tickets too, so they decided to come too, listen, it was a lot of fun, okay? I'd never been to Polaris Amphitheater in Columbus, Ohio, so I got to, put Polaris Amphitheater in one of my, it is a venue that I've been to, so I thought that was kind of cool. I don't think Polaris is open anymore. Actually, I think it might be a thing of the past. I don't quote me on that again. I haven't kept up. I mean, it was the only show I went to out there. We drove out, and it was a good show. It really was. It was the tour opener. Actually, it was the first tour. It was the first show of the summer tour of 2000. Subsequently, after that show, I went about I guess that show was early June, and then July 3rd, Dave Matthews played. I think it was the last concert ever at Three River Stadium, but then I also heard that one of the boy bands back then had played the last show, I guess a few days after that. Well, the Pittsburgh show was July 3rd, 2000. I do remember that. That was kind of a that's another story for another video. I think the whole July 3rd show, it was an epic show, and I think that one deserves another video too. And then I went to Hershey in August with a couple of good friends. That was another amazing show. We had like fifth or sixth row warehouse tickets from the fan club. Great experience, great show. And then I ended up going and seeing Dave in December at the Bryce Jordan Center again with another really good friend. Snowed like crazy for that show, man. It was scary driving up there and back, but we made it. We had a good time. But the thing that was unique, I guess, about the Polaris show in particular, and the Pittsburgh show, but again, that's one I'm gonna do another video on, because when I get to what I'm talking about here, you'll see why. So, as we used to call it back in the day, and I don't know if the fans still call it, but once in a while Dave would say something into the mic, like where he was, between songs where he wasn't speaking. This past summer in Pittsburgh, he had said something about, he likes to come to Pittsburgh because people are friendly, but we also look at you like we might kick your ass. I thought that was kind of funny. The whole crowd thought it was kind of funny too. Anyway, the Polaris 2000 Dave Matthews shows. That was during the Lily White sessions, which became Busted Stuff. And I don't exactly remember if I had my copy of the Lily White sessions at that point. I don't think I did. In fact, I think that's maybe when I became aware of that actual the name of that whole release. Maybe that's when I became aware of it. I became aware of it around the time when everybody else did. I was as on the scene as I could be for somebody at that time without my own computer. I had access to one, but it wasn't the greatest, access to it. My dad had one, but things were weird in my family then, and I was kind of avoiding family and stuff, so I didn't really see my parents very much at that time. But I was 22. I guess I was 22 years old, 23 years old, something like that. I had a life, and I couldn't get on the computer every day. But that again, I'm getting off track. Sorry. So Dave says into the microphone a couple songs in, this is a new song called Gray Street. I don't know. I didn't. This is a new song called Gray Street. Is what he said. I didn't hear what he said exactly. I heard this is a new song. Blah 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 blah. Because it's sometimes difficult. At least then, it used to be very difficult to understand what Dave was saying into the microphone when he was trying to say something to us. And I listened to the song and I thought it was great. And it was a new song, so when you're doing a new song that's debuted at a show, you do your best to check it out or go to the bathroom or something like that. And I listened to it, and the lyrics of that song, they were different then. They were absolutely different. I think he was still working them out, and by the third or fourth time I had seen that song, I think he had worked out the lyrics. And man, it's just a great song. Once you listen to it and you listen and you get it, it's great. It conveys an emotion to me that I don't know. It's a difficult emotion to feel. So the song "Gray Street" by Dave Matthews Band goes, "Look at how she listens. She says nothing of what she thinks. She just goes stumbling through her memories, staring out onto Gray Street. She thinks, hey, how did I come to this? I dreamed myself 1,000,000 times around the world, but I can't get out of this place. There's an emptiness inside her, and she'd do anything to fill it in. But all the colors mix together to gray, and it breaks her heart." Oh, how she wishes it was different. She prays to God most every night, and though she knows well he doesn't listen, there's still a foolish hope in her that he might. She says, I pray, but my prayers, they fall on deaf ears. Am I supposed to take it all myself to get out of this place? There's an emptiness inside her, and she'd do anything to fill it in. And though it's red blood bleeding from her now, it feels like cold blue ice in her heart. When all the colors mix together to gray, and it breaks her heart. There's a stranger outside her door. He says, take what you can from your dreams. Make them as real as anything. Oh, you take the work out of the courage. She says, please. There's a creepy man who's creeping outside my door. I live at the corner of Gray Street, at the end of the world. There's an emptiness inside her, and she'd do anything to fill it in. And though it's red blood bleeding from her now, it's more like cold blue ice in her heart. She feels like kicking out all the windows and setting fire to this life. She would change everything about her, using colors bold and bright, but all the colors mixed together to gray, and it breaks her heart. To gray, it breaks her heart. That one gets me, man, every time. I think I got all the lyrics right. I'm sorry I had to stop that and listen to it. I don't have anything to read them off of. Try to do that out of my memory and just listening to the song. So if I got it right, good. If I didn't, well, there's always the comment boxes down there that you can pound me if you'd like. So that's the song for today. But I'm going to recommend a different song for you to listen to, since I read or recited those lyrics for you. I'm going to recommend my favorite Goose song, Hot Tea. Have a good day. Thanks for coming. Like and subscribe. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.